The small colony on the edge of human space was quiet, almost too quiet. Alex lived alone in his modest house, built from recycled metal and panels salvaged from abandoned ships. Nights were always calm, except for the occasional storms that whipped across the barren landscape. Tonight was different. The wind howled louder than usual, and heavy rain rattled the roof like the drums of some distant battle. Alex sat at his workbench, tinkering with a damaged rover engine, when a loud knock echoed through his home. At first he froze. Visitors were rare out here, and a knock during a storm was even rarer. He wiped his hands on a rag and cautiously moved to the door. Another knock, harder this time, shook the frame. Alex's heart quickened. He reached for the old plasma flare at his side and took a deep breath before opening the door. Standing there, her skin shimmered faintly, silver blue in the storm's light, and her eyes were large and golden, full of fear and pain. Her clothes clung to her slender frame, torn in places, and her hair, long and black, plastered her shoulders. Alex instinctively stepped back. He had never seen a being like her. "Please," she gasped, her voice soft but urgent. "I need help." Alex blinked. Who are you? What happened?" She looked at him, pain flashing across her face. "My people. They are gone. I am the last. Please, I need your help. I need you to be my mate. To father my children, before it's too late." Alex's mind froze. His hand, which had been hovering over the door handle, trembled slightly. "Mate, children? What do you mean?" "I know it is sudden," she said, her voice trembling. "But my species cannot survive without a compatible partner. Humans. You can help me save what remains of us, please. I beg you." The storm outside seemed to grow louder. Lightning flashed, illuminating the desperation on her face. Alex wanted to close the door, to lock it, and pretend none of this was real. And yet, something in her eyes made him hesitate. This was no trick, no con. She was desperate, terrified, alone. Before he could respond, a distant noise cut through the storm of worry, mechanical sound, like flying machines approaching fast. Kella's eyes widened in fear. "They found me," she whispered. "The ones who destroyed my fleet. They're coming for me." Alex felt a chill run down his spine. "Who? What are you talking about?" "They. Attackers. They hunt survivors, my people. All of them. Gone. I am the last, and they will finish what they started if we don't act." Instinct took over fear. Alex pulled her inside quickly, shutting the door against the wind and rain. He bolted it, then set up the small energy barriers around the house. Kayla watched him with a mixture of relief and worry. You're going to protect me?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. I don't know what I'm doing," Alex admitted. "But we'll try. That's all I can say." Kayla nodded, a faint shimmer of hope crossing her face. "That is enough." The next minutes were tense. Alex handed her blankets while he scanned the horizon through the reinforced windows. Outside, the storm made it hard to see, but he could make out the shapes of flying drones, sleek and metallic, gliding toward the colony with deadly precision. He realized these weren't ordinary machines. They were advanced. It's alien technology, silent yet lethal. Kella's gaze followed the drones. "They won't hesitate. If they reach me, it is over. You must help me survive." Alex swallowed hard. He had spent years fixing machines, building shelters, surviving alone in harsh conditions, but never had he faced anything like this. "We'll figure it out," he said. "We have to." Together they prepared the defenses. Alex rigged automated turrets he had salvaged from old ships. While Kayla analyzed the approaching drones, pointing out weak spots he could exploit, her knowledge was extraordinary. She could calculate trajectories, weaknesses, and strategies almost instantly. Alex was both amazed and humbled by her intellect. As the first drones neared the perimeter, Kayla took a deep breath and extended her hands. A faint blue glow shimmered from her palms, and suddenly the energy shields around the house pulsed stronger than before. Alex stared in awe. "What? What is that?" "My species can manipulate energy," she explained. "I cannot stop all of them alone, but together, We stand a chance. The drone swooped closer, firing small energy pulses. Alex ducked behind his barricade and returned fire with the salvaged turrets. Sparks flew, and one drone exploded in a bright flash. Kayla moved gracefully, dodging and directing her energy pulses, disabling another drone before it could strike. Hours seemed to pass like minutes. The storm raged on, and Alex's body ached, but he kept going. He couldn't let her die, not after everything she had told him, not after seeing her courage and determination. Kayla, despite her exhaustion, moved with purpose, never showing fear. Alex realized she wasn't just a desperate alien pleading for help. She was a warrior, strategist, and a survivor. Eventually, the last drone fell, smoking and broken. The storm began to calm, and silence returned to the colony. Alex leaned against the wall, panting, sweat and rain mixing on his face. Kayla approached him, her golden eyes softening. "You did well," she said quietly. "I could not have survived without you." Alex shook his head. "I didn't do much." "You," he stopped, realizing he couldn't finish the thought. She had done just as much, maybe more. Her bravery had matched, even surpassed, his own efforts. Kayla studied him, her expression serious. "I am asking for more than survival now. I ask for your trust. If you agree, you will help ensure the future of my people. You will be my partner, my mate, and the father of our children. I cannot do this alone." Alex's mind raced. The weight of her words pressed on him. This wasn't just a decision about life and death. It was a decision about the future, about responsibility he had never imagined. He could turn her away, leave her to face the dangers alone, or he could step into something far larger than himself. He looked at her, saw the hope in her eyes, and something stirred inside him, a courage he didn't know he had. I don't know if I can promise everything," he said honestly, "but I will help you. I will protect you, and we'll figure this out together." Kayla's face brightened with relief, but also a deep, quiet joy. "That is enough for now," she said softly. "Together, we will find a way." The storm outside began to subside. Inside the small home, two very different beings, human and alien, sat quietly, catching their breath. A bond had formed, not of obligation, but of mutual respect and understanding. Alex realized that the night's events had changed everything. His life, once quiet and predictable, was now tied to someone extraordinary. Someone who depended on him in ways he could barely comprehend. As the first light of dawn broke through the clouds, Alex and Kayla stepped outside. The landscape was battered by the storm, but it was also full of possibilities. Alex could see the determination in Kayla's posture, the resolve in her golden eyes. He felt a mixture of fear and excitement. The path ahead would be dangerous, filled with unknown threats. But he also sensed something remarkable, a chance to help create a future, not just for Kayla, but for a species, and perhaps even for humanity itself. For the first time in a long while, Alex felt truly alive. The world was no longer just his colony, his workbench, or his quiet nights. It was a vast frontier of challenges and opportunities, and he would face it with Kayla by his side. He reached out his hand. Kayla took it without hesitation. In that simple gesture, a partnership was born, not forced, not demanded, but chosen. And together, they would face whatever dangers the galaxy held, united by courage, trust, and the hope of a future they would build together. The storm had passed, but a greater adventure was just beginning. The days after the storm were calm, almost eerily so. Alex and Kayla had spent hours repairing his home and the colony's damaged systems, working side by side. The experience of the attack had forged a connection between them, one built on trust, respect, and mutual reliance. Alex could no longer see Kayla simply as a survivor pleading for help. She was a partner, a strategist, someone whose presence challenged him in ways he had never imagined. Kayla spent hours teaching Alex about her species, their culture, and their technology. She explained that their civilization had thrived for thousands of years, mastering energy manipulation, interstellar travel, and advanced medicine. The sudden attack that destroyed her people was unprecedented. It was carried out by a hostile alien race intent on wiping out any potential competition. Alex listened carefully, absorbing every detail. He realized that helping Kayla was not just a matter of survival. It was a responsibility with cosmic consequences. "I need a place where my species can survive," Kayla said one evening, her eyes scanning the horizon. "A hidden planet, secure and rich in resources. There, I can ensure our legacy continues." Alex nodded, understanding the gravity of her words. "We'll find it. I've repaired old scouting ships and sensors. We can map potential planets and scan for the best location." Over the next few weeks, they worked tirelessly. Alex's skills as an engineer, combined with Kella's knowledge of alien technology, allowed them to modify small shuttles, enhance sensors, and develop defenses against potential threats. Kella's energy abilities complemented his practical engineering skills perfectly, creating a synergy neither of them expected. During quiet moments, they shared stories of their pasts. Alex spoke of his life on the colony, his work with machines, and the loneliness that often accompanied living on the edge of human space. Kayla shared memories of her family, her fleet, and the traditions of her people. Alex realized that beneath her alien exterior, Kayla carried emotions, hopes, and fears that were surprisingly human. He began to feel protective not out of obligation, but because he genuinely cared for her. One night, while scanning the stars for suitable planets, Kayla paused. "Alex, I have something to ask you. It is more than survival now. It is about trust, about life, about the future. Will you consider joining me in a bond? A sacred partnership of my people? It is not just for me. It is for the children we might raise, for the continuation of a species." Alex swallowed, feeling the weight of her words. He knew this was not a casual request. Accepting would change his life completely. But he also knew he could not turn away. He looked at Kayla, seeing her golden eyes reflecting hope, fear, and something else, trust. "I will," he said finally. "Not out of fear or duty, but because I want to help you. I want to make this future possible, together." Kayla's face softened with relief and joy. "Then we move forward, together as partners." Their preparations continued with renewed energy. They mapped out a route to a hidden planet several light years away, rich in water, minerals, and energy sources suitable for Kayla's species. They equipped the shuttles with stealth technology and defenses, ensuring they could evade any hostile forces still searching for her. Alex marveled at Kayla's knowledge of advanced navigation techniques, her ability to calculate routes through asteroid fields, and nebulas with near-perfect accuracy as they journeyed through space. They encountered remnants of the hostile race that had destroyed Kayla's fleet. Small patrols appeared on their sensors, but Alex and Kayla, working together, evaded or neutralized them with clever tactics. Alex realized that Kayla's survival instincts and strategic mind were extraordinary. She taught him to think beyond human logic, to anticipate threats, and act decisively. With every challenge, their partnership strengthened, built on respect, courage, and trust. One evening, while docked on a small neutral station to resupply, Alex watched Kayla interacting with the locals. Despite being a stranger and an alien, she carried herself with dignity and grace. Alex felt a surge of admiration. She was not just asking him to protect her, she was showing him a vision of hope, of a future where humans and her species could thrive together. Kayla turned to him, sensing his thoughts. "Do you understand now?" she asked softly. "This bond, it is not just about me. It is about life, legacy, and the chance to build something greater than ourselves." Alex nodded. "I understand, and I am ready." Finally, after weeks of travel and careful planning, they reached the hidden planet. It was beautiful, a world untouched by conflict, vast oceans, fertile lands, and energy fields that resonated with Kayla's species. They landed and stepped onto the surface. Alex felt a sense of wonder and awe he had never experienced before. Kayla turned to him, her eyes bright with hope. "This will be our sanctuary. Here, we can start anew. We can rebuild my people, together with humans if necessary. This is the chance to create a future without fear." Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of purpose. Then let's begin. They began constructing a settlement, combining human technology with Kela's advanced knowledge. Energy shields protected the colony, sustainable farms provided food, and the habitat was designed to accommodate both species. As they worked, they discussed plans for the future. For the children who would grow up here, learning from both human and alien cultures. Over time, Alex and Kela grew closer, their bond deepening beyond mere survival or duty. They shared quiet moments under the stars, talked about dreams and hopes, and supported each other through challenges. Alex admired Kela's courage, intelligence, and compassion. Kela respected Alex's ingenuity, resourcefulness, and unwavering moral compass. Together, they were stronger than either could have been alone. One evening, as the twin suns of the planet set in brilliant colors, Kela approached Alex. "The colony is ready," she said softly. "And so are we. Are you prepared for what comes next?" Alex looked out over the settlement, seeing the buildings, the farms, and the protective shields they had constructed together. He thought of the journey they had taken, the dangers they had faced, and the trust they had built. He knew the challenges were far from over, but he also knew they could face anything together. "I am ready," he said, taking her hand. "For the colony, for the future, for you." Kela's golden eyes shimmered with emotion. "Then we move forward," she said, her voice filled with hope and determination. Together. As night fell over the planet, Alex and Kela stood side by side, looking up at the stars. They were far from home, surrounded by an alien world, yet they felt a sense of belonging. They had faced danger, uncertainty, and impossible choices, and they had done so together. The future stretched before them, vast and full of possibilities. They would face threats, teach and guide the next generation, and work to ensure that Kela's species and humanity could thrive side by side. But for now, they simply stood together, united by trust, courage, and the hope of building a future neither could have imagined alone. The galaxy was vast, dangerous, and unpredictable, yet Alex felt a calm he had never known. He had chosen to help Kela, and in doing so, he had found a purpose greater than himself. Together, they would create a legacy, bridging to species, and proving that humanity's courage, compassion, and ingenuity could shape the future of the stars. And so, under the twin suns of their new home, Alex and Kela began the next chapter of their lives, partners, pioneers, and protectors of a new dawn. The adventure was just beginning.